A Step into the Past Volume 23 Chapter 11. Book 23 Chapter 11, Meeting the King of Qi. With a serious expression, Xiao Yuan is helping to restore Xiang Xiaolong's original appearance while the latter is weighed down by troubling thoughts, causing the tension in the room to be very heavy. Finally noticing Xiao Yuan's serious demeanor, Xiang Xiaolong was thunderstruck. What is bothering elder brother? Xiao Yuan sighed with a breath. I am only too familiar with Lu Bui's methods. He would never allow you to return to Xianyang alive. The more pleasant his words are, the more brutal the methods he will employ. Xiang Xiaolong was instead worried about Xiao Pan's identity crisis, secretly blaming himself for being too slow to realize that the moment Lu Bui and Lao Ai joined forces, this would be a loophole they would exploit sooner or later. To make it worse, he could not get other people to help out and get them involved in this matter. Xiao Yuan continued, given the current situation, it is difficult for me to lend a hand. On one side, we have Li Yuan, Han Chuang, and Guo Kai who are scheming to get rid of you, and on the other side, we have Lu Bui and Tian Dan who wants to murder you. Your situation is 100 times more perilous than before. If they can stage an accident, for example, a house collapsing or a ship sunk by huge waves and strong wind, it would be impossible for Crown Prince to hold anyone responsible. Xiang Xiaolong thought of Lord Longyang, concluding that he could be the only person who can save him now. However, he did not understand why is he not back with any news yet? Logically, after he has tested Han Chuang, he should make his way back to give his report. Is there more than meets the eye? Contrary to his thoughts, he assured Xiao Yuan, at least I will be safe in Linzai because no one would dare to openly assassinate me. Xiao Yuan reasoned, that is hard to say. If Tian Dan arranged for someone to challenge you to a duel and kill you in the process, it would be an uphill task for Crown Prince Zhang to avenge you. How is your injury? Peering into the bronze mirror at his familiar and yet unfamiliar original appearance, Xiang Xiaolong flexed his shoulder muscles and determined, I should make a full recovery in a maximum of 3 days. Xiao Yuan reminded, it is no longer convenient for me to visit you on such a regular basis, for it may arouse Han Chuang's suspicions. With these new developments, I am really worried. A subordinate came in at this time to report that Lord Longyang is here. Receiving Lord Longyang in the East Hall and sharing with him the intention to end his masquerade, Lord Longyang was badly shocked and he professed in a troubled tone, this has greatly complicated matters. Xiang Xiaolong do not wish to expend further energy on this bothersome issue and questioned him about Han Chuang's reaction. Lord Longyang firstly lowered his head and contemplated for a short while before raising his head and gazed at him, suggesting, is it possible that Cao Quidao coincidentally happened to be there when you are about to steal your saber? Xiang Xiaolong resolutely shook his head and affirmed, impossible. He personally informed me that someone has tipped him off. What did Han Chuang say? With his eyes glowing with distress, Lord Longyang replied in a low voice, I proceeded accordingly to the plan and suggested to Han Chuang about hatching a plot against you but received an earful from him instead. It seems like he was not the one who betrayed Xiaolong. Could Xiaolong have forgotten somebody else he may have revealed this matter to? Xiang Xiaolong could only think of Xiao Yuan and immediately strike out this possibility. He quizzed further, is it possible for Han Chuang to see through your lordship's ruse to test him? Lord Longyang attested, I can feel that he is not putting on an act. We have been friends for so many years and it would be rather tough for him to successfully deceive me. This affair is indeed baffling. Xiang Xiaolong grew hopeful. If Li Yuan, Han Chuang, and Lord Longyang are on the same side of the fence as him, it would be a walk in the park for him to arrive safely in Xianyang. Lord Longyang reassured, Xiaolong need not fret. No matter what happens, I will always be on your side. Why don't we make plans to leave tonight? Once we have reached Wei, I will have a way to send you back to Qin. Xiang Xiaolong was visibly tempted. He mused, but what about Feng Fei and the others? Lord Longyang recommended, if you can leave a letter to Han Chuang or Li Yuan, imploring him to watch over them on your behalf. I am sure they will follow your instructions despite whatever plans they already have in mind. Xiang Xiaolong is even more motivated than before and asked about the road conditions. Lord Longyang swore, for the past 2 days, the weather has become significantly warmer and absent of snow. The river should have thawed by now. I will use an excuse to deploy a ship to send you off, and I guarantee that even if someone wishes to pursue you after your departure, it will only be a futile attempt. Firstly, Xiang Xiaolong is desperate to go home, and secondly, Linzai is not an ideal place to continue loitering. He ultimately agreed to Lord Longyang's offer and finalized the details of his escape tonight. At this point in time, Han Ji and Dan Chu arrived together and announced that it is time to enter the palace and meet the King of Qi. This is the first time Xiang Xiaolong is entering small city from big city, as he headed north towards the palace on a carriage. Along the way, he observed that the buildings are much more imposing compared to the largely residential big city. Lined along both sides of the highway are enormous mansions of the rich and powerful or high-ranking officials, coupled with numerous state buildings, all radiating with a luxurious and grand aura, majestic and magnificently designed. The two men Dan Chu and Han Ji are behaving very respectfully on the surface, courteous and accommodating. Dan Chu even provided a travel commentary and introduced the various sites and buildings along the way. Arriving at the palace, Liu Bue and Tian Dan came up together and welcomed him as per standard diplomatic courtesy. Concluding the usual pleasantries, Tian Dan, who still retained his heroic air, let out a chuckle. Regardless of great general's ally or enemy, everyone is full of admiration for great general. The world would be a much more boring place without someone as earth-shattering as great general. Regaining his past grandeur, Xiang Xiaolong smiled. Life is but a game. Witnessing Chancellor Tian's open-mindedness, Xiaolong should be the one expressing admiration. At the same time, he observed that Tian Dan is already displaying signs of aging and vulnerability, a far cry from his young and valiant days. Putting on an act of sincerity and intimacy, Liu Bue suggested, "We are all old friends, and since the great king is anxious to speak to Xiaolong, let's talk further at the welcoming banquet Chancellor Tian will host for Xiaolong. King Qi Xiang will be meeting Xiang Xiaolong at the most outstanding structure within the palace, Hunggong Pavilion. It is also the same place where Feng Fei will be performing, and the birthday banquet will be held 3 days later. Hunggong Pavilion is the most remarkable cluster of buildings within the royal grounds. It is situated at the northwest area of small city and is only 800 feet away from the small city west wall. It can be considered tall and overwhelming. The rectangular-shaped pavilion measures 250 feet in length from south to north and about 200 feet in width from east to west. It stands at a height of about 50 feet and its brilliance is unimaginable. From the top of the pavilion, one could view the colossal parade square located between Hunggong Pavilion and Golden Imperial Palace that could accommodate 10,000 soldiers executing their drills. Hunggong Pavilion itself is quite unique and resembles a pyramid with a flat top. There are 2 stories at the tip of the pavilion, and the 3 corners of east, west, and north is inclined at a sharp angle, while the south side is less steep. From the bottom to the top of the pavilion are 100 stone steps, and on the pavilion top, grey bricks are stacked in a certain manner to create a distinctive pattern. In the middle of the pavilion top is a squarish stage about 5 feet tall, and the flooring of the stage is lined with mosaic tiles, exuding an impressive and elegant sensation. The King of Qi is waiting at the lower deck of Hunggong Pavilion, which is also known as Dianzhong Hall, to meet Xiang Xiaolong. Accompanying him are first Prince Tiansheng and second Prince Tianjian. King Qi Xiang is around 70 years of age, short and overweight. With a lethargic expression, he looks as if he will breathe his last any time. Both Princes Tiansheng and Tianjian are of medium build and share limited resemblance. Despite their royal heritage, they are ordinary looking and do not possess the bearing of a king. If held in comparison, Tiansheng has the typical playboy look who had overindulged in alcohol and women, while Tianjian is much more energetic looking. The ambience is unexpectedly relaxing and friendly. After paying their respects, Xiang Xiaolong and Lu Bue sat down in front of the king of Qi but at a lower level, while Tian Sheng, Tian Jian and Tian Dan sat at the side. Using his blurred eyesight to scrutinize and assess Xiang Xiaolong, the king of Qi then began to laugh and articulate from his elevated throne. In the past, when Zhang Yi visited Chu as a guest, he attended a banquet where they are showcasing the national treasure of Chu, a jade disc. The jade disc was passed around and was abruptly stolen. Someone suspected Zhang Yi to be the culprit and gave him a beating. When Zhang Yi got home, he asked his wife if his tongue is still there. He declared that as long as he still has his tongue, there is nothing he would fear. Ha! Jade disc! Everyone laughed along in a flustered manner, although they do not have a clue why he is sharing this story. The king of Qi gladly added, based on his tongue, eloquence, which was not severed in the beating, he was made a marquis and eventually became the chancellor. Based on the sword in your hand, Great General Xiang was promoted to Great General. A tongue in the past, a sword in the present. Both have been used to achieve greatness. This is the first time Xiang Xiaolong is confronted with the weird imagination of the Qi populace. He responded, the great king has made an excellent comparison. Tian Sheng laughed. However, Great General has switched to using the long dagger he created and has abandoned his sword. The king of Qi shot Tian Sheng a glare and countered with annoyance, are you hinting that I am ignorant? I have already sent someone to retrieve Great General's precious weapon. This time round, it is Xiang Xiaolong's turn to feel extremely awkward. He opened his mouth and wanted to say something but did not know how to express himself. He cannot possibly reveal that he himself has already stolen his saber and even received a stab from Cao Quideo's sword. Concurrently, he could see for himself the hostile relationship between the king of Qi and first prince Tian Sheng. No wonder Tian Dan made a last-minute turnaround and switched to Tian Jian instead. But judging from Tian Dan's feeble appearance, he would not outlive King Qi Xiang for long. King Qi Xiang is in the mood to chat and began talking non-stop. Ever since the late king launched the campaign dominate barbarians and be their king, we, Great Qi, bear the ambition to surround the world, living peacefully regardless of whether one is civilized or uncivilized. When Qin underwent reform to introduce the rule of law, the two countries Qi and Qin have become the two large states with one in the east and one in the west. It is obvious that cooperation is mutually beneficial and estrangement will only bring about harm. This time round, with Imperial Uncle making a personal trip and Great General as a guest, it serves to reinforce the close ties between the two states. This is the best present I could ever ask for. Within the hall, every person has a different expression written on his face. Tian Sheng, who had just been reprimanded by his king father, kept his head low and was fearfully quiet. Tian Jian's eyes are shining with passion as he stared at Xiang Xiaolong. Lu Bue may be laughing along but his body language is very unnatural. Tian Dan is still maintaining his deep and unfathomable outlook, possibly concealing a hidden agenda. At this moment, a nearby official walked up to the throne. Kneeling down, he passed a letter to the king of Qi and whispered a few words to him. Surprised at the words he heard, the king of Qi looked over to Xiang Xiaolong and revealed, Grandmaster Cao says he has already returned the precious weapon to Great General. He has also a letter here that he wishes me to pass it to Great General. Tian Dan was taken aback. What is going on? Has Great General met up with Grandmaster Cao? Feeling exceedingly uncomfortable, Xiang Xiaolong gingerly nodded his head. The king of Qi got the inner official to pass the letter to Xiang Xiaolong. After opening and reading the letter, Xiang Xiaolong smiled. Since Grandmaster Cao has a favorable opinion of Great General, he has invited Great General to Qixia College's stargazing pavilion on the day after the birthday banquet to exchange pointers. It is truly an honor for Great General. While the faces of Tian Dan and Lu Bue flashed quickly with delight, the king of Qi trembled excessively and his face turned ashen white. Xiang Xiaolong was secretly humored. 3 days later he would be safely in the territory of Wei. Even if others jeer at him for being afraid of Cao Quideo, he would not give a hoot. There are only two men he dreaded meeting. One of them is Li Mu and the other one is the fear-inducing Cao Quidao. The minute Xiang Xiaolong left Hunggong Pavilion, he was intercepted by Xie Ziwan. Dragging him to one side, Xie Ziwan gasped, "Great General has deceived little brother thoroughly, so you..." Firstly winking at Xie Ziwan, to hint that it is inconvenient, Xiang Xiaolong then paid his respects to Tiandan and Lu Bue. "Great General, dare not bother the two of you any further and will leave the palace by myself." Tiandan nodded, "Let's find some time to catch up over the new few days." Finishing, he left with Lu Bue. Scrutinizing Xiang Xiaolong's chiseled features, Xie Ziwan sighed, "Brother Xiang is indeed handsome-looking and outstanding." Shoulder to shoulder, the two men strolled out of the palace gate. Xiang Xiaolong plainly state, "Brother Xie is certainly well informed." Xie Ziwan proudly affirmed, "Nothing in the palace can escape my detection." Xiang Xiaolong guffawed, "In this case, are you aware that Cao Quidao has just issued a challenge to little brother, fixing the duel at Qixia's stargazing pavilion 4 days later? In addition, no one is allowed to witness the battle." His face losing color, Xie Ziwan was petrified. "What should we do?" To think you can still smile at a time like this." Xiang Xiaolong of course knows that he can still smile because he is going to slip away tonight and it would be a different outcome 4 days later. He consoled, "Worse to worse, I will just discard my sword and admit defeat. Will he still kill me after that?" Xie Ziwan was horrified. Wouldn't Ying Zheng be upset if brother Xiang really abandoned the fight? Only now did Xiang Xiaolong realize that he is representing the glory of Qin and forsaking the fight is certainly not an option. However, escaping for his life is a totally different perspective. After all, anything is better than dying under the merciless blade of Cao Quidao. Suppressing his voice, he assured, "Brother naturally has a way to resolve the problem. Brother Xie need not worry for me." Xie Ziwan bitterly laughed, "I would be lying if I say I am not worried. Grandmaster Cao's sword skills have reached an immeasurable level and countless well-known master swordsmen are like children challenging adults when dueling him, they can barely defend themselves." Xiang Xiaolong deeply understood that sensation. Arriving at the carriage parking lot, an attendant pulled the carriage door open for the two men to board. After they sat down, the horse carriage started to move. Xiang Xiaolong inquired, "Where are we heading?" Xie Ziwan disclosed, "To see Zhang Sunlong. He wishes to apologize to brother Xiang in person." In his heart, Xiang Xiaolong can feel his emotions stirring. Life has its ups and downs, human feelings have its warmth and coldness. What an apt description! Ever since he has resumed his Xiang Xiaolong persona, the entire environment seems to have changed. Within the song and dance troupe, everyone is worshipping him like a deity and going all out to get into his good books. On the other hand, as Shen Liang, he can witness the more genuine side of their characters. Xie Ziwan added, "Once the Zongsun father and son knows that you are Xiang Xiaolong, they are exhilarated and quickly begged me to plead with brother Xiang, inviting you to join hands with them to oppose Lu Bue. With brother Xiang on our side, the second prince may change his mind once again." Xiang Xiaolong suggested, "Can brother Xie arrange for me to meet the second prince today? I am doing this not for the Zongsun father and son but for brother Xie." Xie Ziwan was visibly touched and decided, "Brother Xiang is a true friend indeed. I shall fix the appointment to be tonight." Looking at the streets through the window, Xiang Xiaolong observed the people of Qi busy sweeping snow off the roads and property. The harsh winter is nearly over. Contradicting their usual habits, Zhang Sunlong and his son are waiting for them at the door with overwhelming friendliness. Xiang Xiaolong has become their only savior. To the people of Qi, there is nothing more critical than maintaining good relations with Qin. Only then can Qi occupy the lands of their nemesis Yan without any distractions and slowly expand their territory and eventually uniting the lands. The reason why Tiandan can wrest control of Tianjian from the hands of Zhang Sunlong is purely because he has Lu Bue, this ace card. If Xiang Xiaolong, who wields greater influence over Ying Zheng compared to Lu Buwei, decides to stand on Zhang Xunlong's side, Tian Jian need not switch sides to Tian Dan, who had previously supported his own brother. With this given circumstances, Zhang Xunlong is naturally treating Xiang Xiaolong with utmost hospitality. Seating themselves in the main hall, Zhang Xunlong firstly apologized to Xiang Xiaolong. Before he could say anything more, Xiang Xiaolong declared ahead of him, whether privately or officially, I, Xiang Xiaolong, will do my best for Brother Xie and Master Long. There is no need for any pleasantries. Zhang Xunlong father and son were deliriously happy. Xie Ziwan wondered, little brother will enter the palace immediately and seek an audience with second prince to make the necessary arrangements for tonight's banquet. Where is a good place to hold it? Zhang Xunlong decided after a quick analysis, why don't we have it at Jade Orchid Brothel? Over there, the ambience is more relaxing. Xie Ziwan was ecstatic, yes. That is a very good place. To Xiang Xiaolong, Zhang Xunhua presented, Xunhua has specially selected a batch of top-rated swordsmen and will assign them to Great General to use at your disposal. Their integrity and character are above suspicion. While Great General is in Linzai, they will only take orders from Great General. Xiang Xiaolong thanked, Brother Zhang Xun is really considerate. However, can this arrangement be postponed until tomorrow? In his mind, he was thinking that he'll be long gone by tomorrow. Zhang Xunhua respectfully consented, we shall adhere to Great General's instructions. He then frowned, I heard my master has issued a challenge to Great General. This is indeed troubling. Xunhua will pay his respects to master later and will try to persuade him to retract his challenge. Xiang Xiaolong shook his head and dismissed, there is no need to go to such an extent. Your master's decision is something even your great king is unable to influence. Moreover, little brother is interested to try out Grandmaster's Cao ultimate swordplay. Zhang Xunlong anxiously stammered, Grandmaster Cao may be a nice and approachable person, but once his sword leaves its sheath, he becomes a heartless fighter. If Great General happens to meet with some misfortune, that will. If he had not tasted Cao Quideo's prowess before and someone like Zhang Xunlong is speaking as if he would surely lose, Xiang Xiaolong would be greatly offended. Presently, he obviously would not react the same way. He laughed, I have my ways of keeping myself safe. Master Long need not fret. Zhang Xunhua had a brainwave and exclaimed, why don't Martial Sister and myself visit Master together? He is most fond of Martial Sister and may make an exception, altering the duel to a friendly match just to exchange pointers. Xiang Xiaolong has his own plans and smiled, I really do not require any help from you. Brother Zhang Xun is a fellow swordsman and should understand how a swordsman think. Deflated, Zhang Xunhua nodded, Great General is truly one of a kind. Master has lost interest in dueling a long time ago and only Great General is able to stir his fighting spirit. It must be partly due to Great General's precious saber. Zhang Xunlong reminded, Brother Xiang is remarkably famous. In my opinion, I think Xunhua had better warn the two troublemakers Ma Chenjia and Min Tingzhang. It would be hard to resist if they come forward and challenge Brother Xiang too. His eyes blazing with a chilling aura, Zhang Xunhua coldly grunted, if they are thinking of dueling with Great General, they will have to contend with me, Zhang Xunhua, first. Since he is running away tonight, Xiang Xiaolong leisurely proclaimed, it is all right as I could use some practice with my saber. Brother Zhang Xun is too kind. With a mixture of hero worship and admiration, Zhang Xunhua respectfully and solemnly suggested, now wonder the whole of Xianyang is in awe of Great General. Just be simply observing Great General's open-mindedness and indomitable aura, one can deduce that Great General's saber skills have attained a godly state. Xunhua can only admit defeat. Nevertheless, if there is an opportunity, Xunhua hopes Great General can give Xunhua some pointers. Xiang Xiaolong exposed, brother Zongsun is really itching for a fight, or is he trying to gauge little brother's skills in order to decide to beg your master to let me off or not? With Xiang Xiaolong seeing through his ruse, Zongsun Suanhua's face turned red and he awkwardly insisted, Great General must be kidding. Suanhua is sincere in learning from Great General. Zongsun Long abruptly apologized. I, Zongsun Long, would like to use this opportunity to bare my soul to Great General, hereby swearing that I no longer bear any ulterior motives towards Miss Feng Fei. If I break my word, may I, Zongsun Long, die in the wilderness with an exposed corpse. Will Great General please relay this message to her and tell Mistress I, Zongsun Long, is truly sorry. Xiang Xiaolong had an idea and checked, little brother may have to leave Lin Ziyi before Mistress. I may have to trouble Master Long to protect Mistress on little brother's behalf. Thumping his chest, Zongsun Long swore, You can count on me, Zongsun Long. Great General can put your mind at ease. The aggressor is now the protector. Life is indeed unpredictable. Xie Ziwan's body shuddered once and he recommended, Why don't Brother Xiang find an excuse to return to Qin before the duel with Grandmaster Cao? That would solve everything without a hitch. Zongsun Suanhua was the first to praise, You can lie that your father-in-law is sick. With this justification, no one would blame Great General for missing the appointment. In his mind, Xiang Xiaolong could not agree more, and this scenario best depicts, only a hero will recognize another hero. Pleased, he ended, we shall decide further after discussing with Second Prince tonight. Noting that he did not reject this idea, the other three men could finally calm down. Xiang Xiaolong stood up and bid farewell. Zongsun Long reluctantly sent him all the way to the main entrance before the other two men, Zongsun Suanhua and Xie Ziwan, accompanied him back to Tingsong Villa.